Hey guys, this is Franky with Con Freaks and Geeks. And today we're doing something a little different. We're going to go ahead and take a close look at arcade 1-ups at home arcades. Now what these are little mini arcades about 4 feet tall that you build yourself and play as much as you want. Now as a child, I wanted arcade really bad. I wanted any arcade I can get, And they are really pricey. If you ever looked into arcades nowadays, you're looking at thousands of dollars, especially for older ones that are hard to find in good condition. So Arcade 1-Up has looked into making mini arcade experiences that the normal consumer can afford. And also they're compact sizes so they easily fit in the house, because a lot of other arcade units are really big and really heavy. So these started coming out late 2018 with units like the Street Fighter 2 edition right here. It has 3 different versions of Street Fighter 2. And then we have a Galaga one. They also have Pac-Man, a Midway collection that has Rampage, Gauntlet, and more. They have quite a few different ones. And just earlier this year, they started releasing a new line, including Space Invaders, this Final Fight cabinet, which has multiple Capcom games, and even Mortal Kombat 2 cabinet, which has the 3 major Mortal Kombat games. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Before I do, let me show you what it comes in. So when you go to the store and purchase one, you're looking at a big box like this guy. You do build them yourself, once again. Very easy experience. Takes about 40 minutes on average to build one of these guys. Very easy instructions. They're actually pretty well built. Now, as you can see, there's 2 different heights here. I'll show you a proper full view in a moment. But you can see one's taller than the other. That's because you could purchase a separate riser, which retails roughly 40 to 50 bucks, which adds an extra foot or so to give you a more appropriate height for playing. Otherwise, if you get it without the riser, it's gonna be better with like a seated experience if you get like yourself a little stool or something to play with. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at these guys. Now, before I get into playing this, let's go ahead and take a closer look at the cabinet itself. As you can see, they recreate a lot of the original artwork. This, once again, is the Final Fight cabinet. It includes 4 games, including Final Fight, 1944 The Loop Master, Ghosts and Goblins, personal favorite and the main reason I purchased this, and Strider. As you can see, you do get an LCD screen. You're not going to get a CRT with this. That's not really a thing anymore. And you know what? The screen is actually pretty nice on these newer models. Now, I'll show you right now real quick. Here is a Galaga on a Generation 1 model. The screen, it gets really, you start losing picture a lot on the side. It gets a little bit inverted. And then when you get straight on shot, you're looking at a good clear picture. Once again, from the top, it's darker, distorted. From the bottom, same thing. These first generation ones, the ones that came out in 2018, their screens, I believe they're the exact same screens, they just have a different setting set to them, and you can't manually change them. So, from what I've seen, these early screens aren't as nice, they still look fine, they just have bad viewing angles. My Street Fighter one, as you can see down here, the screen is crystal clear, good viewing angles, even though it's a Generation 1. It's because my screen was actually damaged, and I had to replace it. Arcade 1-Up is fantastic. They went ahead and replaced it at no charge. It took about 10 weeks to get my replacement monitor, but once I set it all up, it actually looks significantly better because I had an older screen like the Galaga. So, but if you buy them nowadays, all the new models, you're looking at a pretty crystal clear, nice color screen with no problems there. We have the overlay and control panel here. You have control your joystick, which it's an okay stick. You're not looking at Sanwa high quality or Hayabusa parts. You're looking at generic parts, but they're better than nothing. The buttons on the newer models are much nicer. They're very quiet. Click on them. The switches on them are really nice. On the Street Fighter one, for example, you get the more click one. But you're looking at like a tougher to push down. Over time, this gets strenuous on your fingers, especially in my Galaga one. I'm not sure what's up with this guy, but it's actually a much tougher pressure to push. So playing Galaga and shooting for a while is actually really stressful on your fingers. As you can see here, they have a clear overlay. Now, if you purchase any of the 2018 models, which include Street Fighter and Galaga, you will not get this overlay. They actually started bundling them up with the newer models, because the artwork underneath was rubbing off with people playing it. So as a courtesy, for a while, at the moment they don't, if you owned any of the original models and you contacted them, provided receipt information, they provided a free, free top right here. Sadly, that's not free anymore. They cost about $15 for one of these. So if you buy an old model and you want a protector, you're looking at spending yourself about $15. But luckily the new 2019 models and on do come with them. I'm sure whenever they start reproducing the 2018 models, they'll also come with those, but as of right now they don't. Let's go ahead and give you a quick look at the sound. Now, this one's a little different, but we have a low setting and we have a high setting that's really high. Now, I'm not sure what's up with Final Fight, but every other cabinet I've ever come across, the medium is actually much louder, and then the high is really loud. I wish they'd, let me lower this. I actually wish this just came with a little knob to customize the volume. That would have been better. I can't see that being a huge cost effect, like that should have been an affordable thing to do. I would have loved that. Maybe in the future they'll think of doing something like that, but at least they gave us an option. All these arcade units are mono only. Games like Street Fighter, I believe it is Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, actually has some sound problems because it's designed for stereo sound. So I believe the first player has some sound issues where if you're on the left side of the screen, it's much quieter, while if you're on the right side of the screen, everything's much louder. A little disappointing that that's a thing. I'm not sure why they couldn't convert it to mono, but I'm gonna guess the original ROM is stereo only, but it's not too bothersome. And then if you go down lower, you're looking at a design, like it shows you all the games that are on the unit. And right there on the bottom, that is the riser you can purchase separate. As you can see the difference there. We have the riser there, no riser there. It makes a big difference. I mean, if you're gonna play with this at all, I recommend the riser. You could go ahead and get a chair and sit down and play, but I honestly prefer to go ahead and standing play. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the side of the cabinet. And on the side here, they recreate the original design. So in the Final Fight, we have that beautiful artwork right there, all the way down. It's on both sides, of course. And then if you look at the Galaga side, the Galaga one, I'll just give you a look just because it's beautiful. The Galaga one right there, beautiful artwork. And some of them have special T-molding. T-molding is this right here. Like the Mortal Kombat and Pac-Man one has a red T-molding. So these are actually pretty well built. I think they're really nice little machines. Now I didn't actually go into the price. You're looking at a retail, the normal retail price you'll see is $2.99 for these units. You've been able to see them on clearance sometimes for $150 or $200. That's definitely an option. Probably not these new models, maybe old ones like Asteroids and Centipede. Those models you tend to see on clearance just because they're not as popular. People love Street Fighter, people love Pac-Man, people are loving this Final Fight cabinet. Mortal Kombat is selling out like crazy everywhere. So you're looking at about $300. In all honesty, for $300, I think it's a little pricey, but it really depends on what you're looking for. They're really cool, they're nice to have in the house. I actually have other arcades myself. I'll just give you a quick look at them. I have other arcades personally, and they're in my arcade room, and they just add to it, and I love it. It's really nice. So let's go ahead, and I'm gonna go ahead and play a little bit for you and show you how it plays. All right, guys, I'm gonna play a little bit of each game on the Final Fight cabinet, just to show you an example of how it plays. I'm gonna go ahead and put the volume on medium. All right, let's go ahead and check it out. Now, of course, you have 1 and 2 players. We're gonna be playing 1 player, so. It's gonna be Haggard, because he's awesome. All right. So once again, the controls are actually really nice, especially on the newer units. I feel like they did it, definitely improved on the joystick and the buttons. So let's go ahead and try a different game. Now to switch games out, all you do is hold the player 1 button. If you wanna reset this game, you hold the player 2 button. So let's go ahead and go back to the main menu. In this, you can choose the different games that you have on there. So let's go ahead. We have Final Fight, We have, once again, Ghosts and Goblins, 1944, the Loop Master, and Strider. So we're gonna go to my favorite one on here, the Ghosts and Goblins. My high score is on there. I haven't played enough of this, but I will. This was one of my favorite games on the NES. I used to play in the arcade when I could. And that was Arcade 1-Ups at Home Arcade. If you like what you saw, make sure to check us out at confreaksandgeeks.com for more videos and reviews. Also, follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/CFGgames. Also, follow us on YouTube and like us on Facebook. Thanks for watching, guys, and stay freaky geeky!